Hello, this is my painting Pandora's Thoughts. I made it in 2009 and I put it behind me because I'm working in my kind of small office space, and I'm recording this video for the first time trying to show you a bit of how I work, because I do many crazy things and many things that I just taught myself in a way, and I'm trying to show you how I combine these things now. So I hope this is gonna be turning out well because it's the first time I'm doing it. So I'm screen recording my what I'm doing now, and let's see if it works out. Because I went to the park a couple days ago, and what I love doing is drawing in nature. It's the thing that makes me feel very relaxed. So I just bike, and then at one point I just see a place like a table and some chairs or a bench, and then I just picture myself making something there, and I did a couple days ago, and let me show you how that looks. So like this was the bench that I saw, and then I put my equipment there, you know, the tripod that I just actually recently bought. And then I draw in negative. So I put the tripod showing how I draw. And I've always been drawing in negative because it's the colors are amazing and the contrast is different. And yeah, if I want to do something new to the art, making some new kind of art form with all the things that have been done already, maybe this inspired me maybe 20 years ago to do something a bit different. Yeah, now I started this video, but actually I wanted to show you something else first. Let me show you here. Hello. Yeah. Hello again. Unfortunately, the quality is quite lousy. But it gives an idea of the markers that I use and the difference between, I want to show mostly the difference between normal recording and normal painting, drawing, and how it looks in negative. So yeah, this goes on a bit. Then let's get back to the negative part and move on a bit more. Let's see if I can zoom. Also, the paper that I use is also very important. I bought this paper a couple weeks ago, and it's actually not real paper. It's actually made of recycled plastic, and the touch that it gives in combination with the markers that I use is just, I would use phenomenal because I'm so enthusiastic about how it feels. Yeah, this goes on. Especially the blue. So this is yellow, what I'm using, and yellow turns out blue, and green turns out reddish, and yeah, at one point you know exactly what color makes what color in negative. And even if you don't know, it's still fun to work on it like that. Okay, so that's the image in negative. Then I use Photoshop, opened here, and then I have the picture in normal mode. Well, and then it's just deciding what kind of ratio I'm going to use for the artwork that I want to create in my mind. That's always a very important part, because sometimes it's very hard to change that after. So let's say I'm gonna make it. Yeah, let's say I'm gonna make it like this a bit, or a bit wider. Yes, this should be it. All right, I copy it and I make a new file. As you can see, it's quite low quality, but that doesn't matter so much, because I'm gonna use some effects, and we can enhance the quality later with Illustrator. So for now, this should be the part that I'm gonna work on. So then, yeah, I kind of use my own techniques, using filters and effects. But the most important part is, of course, the drawing itself, and that's the fun combination, combining that with the Photoshop options. For example, I just made a new layer, and then did the effect of mosaic, and then you can choose how big the mosaic tiles are going to be, what's the color of the lines going to be. But this is just to give an idea. So this is a layer above that I put on above. And then I can choose, for example, difference, which is an effect in the, or yeah, an effect you can put into the layer. That's always very interesting, because when you use difference and then go play with saturation, you can see that it makes cool effects. Especially, wait, let me show you. Yeah, especially when you play with it for some years and then just change colors a bit. Okay, and then you can just play more with merging layers, duplicating layers, and adding new effects to make it your own kind of artwork. There's many options you can use in the standard Photoshop, and you can even download more from websites. I haven't even looked into it, because I have plenty enough right now to make the art that I do. You see how much different it is by using some effects. And what's also cool of making a photo instead of scanning it in, when you make a photo, it's like the light in the image is how do you say that? It's not one light, because there's a light source, of course, and there's shadows, and that sometimes makes it even more artistic and more yeah, creative, or less plain. I'm not sure how to put that into English words, but I think you get what I mean. It makes it more artistic. So, and then if you go zooming into the artwork here, then you can see that there's a lot of details, and you can, that's the cool, the lovely thing I think about Photoshop, is you can get into pixels and see new artworks in the smallest forms even. So things I see here can be copied and put into a big artwork also, and that's like, yeah, a kind of ongoing source of inspiration, why I could sometimes even how is it, brag a bit by saying I can put any image into an artwork, because if you keep zooming into an artwork and you just look at the pixels, you can just start designing in this even. Like, for example, I can use this as an image and then just draw a man here. I feel a bit Bob Ross today, actually, talking to the camera without anyone. Oh yeah, then this happens, of course. So that's a bit weird, but that doesn't matter. There's no rules in art, and what you can do then is just when you draw an image or a face. And I wasn't even happy with the face, so that's a good thing that it happened like that. Yeah, I could screen record that even, and then copy the image and then use it into this artwork even. Okay, but I'm now getting too much into depth. That's just part of my enthusiasm. Let me get back to the image. So this, and let's now make it, yeah, let's first save it for sure. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this without you checking. Okay. So let's say we're gonna use this kind of silhouette to give it the shape of a head a bit. And just because I think that's the most important thing about art, is that you find a way to play with your mind, I guess. With your mind, and just okay, this is going nowhere. Let's just change it back. Oh. Now what I did is merging layers, and then the lines that I drew, a new layer of it, copying, pasting, putting blending options. Using, for example, outer glow. So this changes the artwork so fast. And the cool thing about working this way, because I decided the ratio, of course, in the beginning, and then when I create this image in the quality that I'm using now, I can even blow it up to an image, making it 160 times 120 centimeters. And what I do is that I offer my work as originals. That means that I'm gonna have this image printed on an edition of 1 on high quality canvas, and then paint over it again. So then I'll add, like I put 100 hours in an original, that I make it feel alive like a painting, adding 3D elements, adding paint, texture, all sorts of things, just to work on the painting and to make it a unique version. And besides that, I also offer my work as editions, like on high quality, like aluminium prints, or like how to say it, C-type, like with glass in front of it. Always the very finest quality. I don't offer my work as posters, and I don't think I will ever, because I think my work deserves the best quality to be shown on. Okay, but let's move on to what's there in this image, because yeah, there's a lot of places where I can see an eye existing. I could even say that it's completed in this way, because yeah, I think it's quite unique already. But I could choose to make an eye somewhere. For example, yeah, this could work as an eye. But it's a bit mean looking, even though doesn't really matter because I'm so much inspired by dinosaurs and the whole idea of evolution in life. So I see these kind of shapes often in my work, and I see them in my mind even. So I'm not even afraid of making a face like this. I think um, it's yeah, it's fun anyway. And I'm such a uh, positive and how do I say that also in the right way? Positive and very happy with my own mind. So I'm not afraid of making art or images look a bit scary. I think fear is a very important part of life and should not be. It should be dealt in a way to confront it in a way, and definitely not fearing it too much. Like for example, there's also people who are very afraid of some of the masks that I brought from Mexico, and sometimes they're quite. They can look a bit scary, but I think they're absolutely beautiful, and it's to me it's kind of metaphor to yeah, not let fear get to you, even though we all have fear in some ways or some more than others. But I think the best way uh, is to deal with it, and that's why I like these masks. Partly, I think. Okay, that's some philosophical stuff I didn't plan talking about. Yeah, and if I get into depth in this work, especially if I wasn't talking to myself or to you, I would have gone more into, you know, more details that I would see. But for now, I think it's very cool to show you a bit of how I work, what I think. You got that for free. So I'm gonna put this online and just yeah, just see what you think of it. Would be fun to read something. All right, enjoy your day, and maybe we talk. Bye.